Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I hope everybody is really doing well. And it's 30th of August, 2025. Basically, last day of month is tomorrow, and we are having a month closing now. If you remember, guys, the previous stream that we had like a few days back, uh, what I mentioned was you really need to be seeing how the monthly is going to close. So before I deep dive into the lower term time frame analysis or the analysis into the crypto markets, first of all, let's see how our gold trade is performing. Gold perfectly doing well. We literally caught the bottom of 3519. I would not say the exact bottom. I would really wanted to bid 3310, but that's okay. I mean, this line was enough for us to get into the longs. And basically now that we have broken up, I mean, the trade is amazing. It is just pumping up. So basically I'm aiming for more push. I mean, this is like 1 2 a 1 2, and this is a wave 3 which is going on. I do believe the Monday we will be more looking for a pump up like this for 4 5, and more likely we're going towards $3,520. I mean, for the gold, guys. So I think gold is likely going to make new all-time highs probably the next week in my view. So that's what I think, and that's where we are going to take profits. Now we have two options over here, guys. Gold can literally just fly towards my target of 3,732, but I do think this target should come probably in October, November, and maybe the quarter 4. So there is a possibility, this just is simply a range. Basically, this is simply a range. I mean, this is what some sort of a B, C. I'm likely we might be doing another a B, and a triangle wave C over here for irregular expanded flat. And then more likely we go for a sweep of the lows, and then later on we just push up. That's also a possibility. I mean, the way Bitcoin played out. So I think I would be happy to take profits on my long on gold around 3,500 to 3,524. Anywhere in between over here, we can just take profits and run. We already have our gold a physical spot buy that we bought around 3,123 over here, which is still we are having it, and we have made a very good amount of money on this. So it's almost up 10.23% since, like, I would say in almost close to 3 months basically, which is good for the gold basically. So gold, this is what I have, and let's move on to my new trade that I've already given or shared in Discord, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, I mentioned to short SPX because SPX has reached basically it has reached all my minimum targets, and I really don't see why SPX should not drop basically from here. So my target for basically what I'm aiming for or looking for SPX is to short around on the Monday when it opens, and I would be aiming to take to have a stop at 3%, as I mentioned, around 6652, and I'll be looking for a 20% move on the downside, which would be roughly around 5,160 or so, and which will be a very good short of 6.68 risk reward. It's a very good 3 drive that we are having it on the 2 days chart. Even if you look at the 3 days chart, we have a very good 3 drive. Look at the weekly time frame as well. We have a perfect 3 drive. The only issue with this 3 drive is that the volume is not in a downtrend. The volume is more or less going in an uptrend. So basically, we can say that this is some sort of a wave 3 instead of a 3 drive, which means that this is some sort of a wave 1, 2, and this was wave 3 over here, 4, and we are literally doing wave 5 here. So finishing up the 5 waves, so that's what I have. And also we have a very good bear divergence. I mean, clearly it's a very solid one, and in fact from here as well, a very good bear divergence we have. We do have multiple bear divergences on the RSI on the weekly time frame. Even if you look at the daily time frame, yes, we do have another bear divergence. You're looking at the monthly time frame, monthly is also having a very good bear divergence forming. As you can see, I mean, tomorrow we are surely closed tomorrow on 31st. So you can say that monthly has already closed on SPX, and it has closed with a bear divergence specifically. You guys can see a bear divergence from here to here. So it means that the move is a really extended move, and we do have a very sharp, I would say, order block. So we need to retest, do some sort of a bullish retest. I mean, not necessarily we can just probably go to 4,869. Not necessarily we should be going towards 5,150. We can even bounce from 5,564, but whatever it would be, the retest and the pullback is in my view are coming. The blood moon is coming, guys, and which we should be very much careful of. It's just that the blood moon month will begin from next week onwards, where you need to be very, very I would say cautious about your longs. I mean, I've been very vocal about it since I've told you the mid of August. You need to be very, very careful with the longs. I mean, of course, the bounces are for shorting, and you need to be very, very careful of the longs because the market is going to see some more downside. So this is what I have for SPX gold, and let's move on to my chart for the USD dominance. USD dominance is looking incredibly hot. I would say the daily, oh my god, it's looking good. We do have some sort of a bear divergence forming on the lower term time frame, or not on the daily time frame. But if you look at from the weekly perspective, a weekly RSI is definitely looking bullish, and also as you can see here, we are seeing some sort of a breakout, from the RSI. So even though the daily might give you a little bit relief, but this is definitely not looking good. Basically, from the high term time frame perspective, it's a very solid, irregular, expanded flat in my view, which means that this was a clean uptrend followed by accumulation, and there is a possibility if we get flip above 44.8, if you do happen to flip here, we can literally do something like this. Basically, we can just have a similar move like the way we had it here. A very similar move like this is what we can see on the weekly time frame, basically, which means that October can be good and October can be bad as well. How more or less all the pump of October might just wipe off. So we just have to be very, very careful in longs right now at the moment, of course. And September, no more longs, but September we will build a good swing opportunities. I mean, it's like we will build it. So of course we want to build it. I've been very vocal about it. October is going to be good. I'm not sure how November, December would be, but more or less October, November should be good in my view for altcoins. I don't know how the Ethereum or BTC is going to do about it. I'm not gonna touch BTC, guys. I've already been very vocal about it. I'm just focused more on altcoins because I have a very good chart on altcoins. But USD dominance is definitely bullish on weekly. It's looking good on the daily as well. And from the wave count perspective, I think the USD dominance is definitely doing some sort of a very interesting. This you can say that this was wave 1, A, B. So this is like irregular expanded flat, and we're just doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and then like continuation. So we are really looking for this number of 4.6%. If we do happen to flip this 4.6%, consider it as a blood moon dump is going to happen, and this move is going to go towards 5.24%, meaning that there's going to be a bloodbath in the market, basically. So you need to be very, very careful. But then this is also can be a good opportunity to long the market. In case if we start rejecting, there can be a good opportunity for longs, for a bearish retest or a bullish retest of 4.4%. So we can take a long from 4.6 to 4.4. It's a very good long. It can be for altcoins and for Ethereum specifically, not for Bitcoin, and we can really short it again. And once it reclaims it, the shorts can play out really, really nice, basically. So that's the plan for the USD dominance at the moment. Other crypto market cap, I do have a similar plan for other crypto market cap. No changes in the plan, basically. This has been playing out very, very nicely. And what I can say for the other crypto market cap basically is we have a really, really well, or a good you can say a very good 3 drive basically, and the 3 drive is perfectly playing out. So what I would like to see from the other crypto market cap, basically there's a triangle forming over here. So the more a bit of accumulation for the other crypto market cap, followed by a move on the downside. This way, the equilibrium is the levels probably you will be looking for a bounce in September. Basically, there's going to be a relief bounce, A, B, C, followed by further 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finishing a mere good A, B, and C move. So this move should be closing up, or should finish it in September itself. And later on October, I would like to see, this is how I would like to see our move on October. More or less, this should be where this is can be a very good double bottom. As you can see, I in fact see a very good harmonic over here. It's a very good, I would say, golden pocket zone. Not exactly one, but yeah, kind of. And we can just go towards 786 Fibonacci levels around 210 billion, and you can look for 886 Fibonacci levels minimum around 420 billion dollars. And that 420 billion dollar is going to be an amazing for other crypto market cap. And we can even aim for ultra bullish charts. Basically an ultra bullish one would be it taking up towards like sharks, so not exactly a shark, but kind of, we can say, an extended move towards 500 billion to maybe 525 billion dollars, which would also mean that this can really do new all-time highs practically from this downside move to, or bullish retest of 209 to 208.6 billion dollars. So you guys need to be, and that's the reason I have been very vocal about it, that I really am interested more in longing others. And of course Ethereum as well. Ethereum is also looking good. It's not looking bad, I'll come to that point. But definitely others crypto market cap has a very good opportunity. You can expect at least 100% move on the others, let's say altcoins. 100% move you can expect from 208.6 to 209 billion dollars. And maybe if you're good, we can even see a move to new all-time highs around 137 to 140% move for other crypto market cap, meaning that we are in a very good, we are having a very good opportunities coming in front of us. So I think Ethereum is done more or less. So now it's time for the other crypto market cap to run. Now the coins that more likely can run, I'll discuss about those coins as well. Those structures that I personally like it from HTF, and you would want to see that coin holding those levels so that we can build a huge swing of positions on those coins, from spots perspective, and you can even play from the coin margins perspective. Those who don't know coin margin, you can ask me in Discord. Well, talking about total crypto market cap is also having a very similar thing at this point. But what you can see from the weekly time frame, what I can see is that we are having a very good, a very solid breakdown on the RSI, meaning the price is not yet following, but it will follow, guys. It will just follow, and more or less this can be a very solid double top, a very solid double top. So if once the price goes under $3.47 trillion, it will be a good buying opportunity for longs, for scalps. A bearish retest further down, blah blah blah, and we go down towards $3 trillion. From the levels where we started the push up in July, basically. So this is where we are likely going to retest, and more or less after this, October is going to see a push up, forming a very good like this, and then further down. So this push up, in my view, would not be for BTC, or you can say it would not be for Ethereum basically, but it will be more or less likely for altcoins. Now also you need to hear that there is a bear case scenario for others. A bear case would be that this was all part of this is not a impulsive move, but this is corrective move, and we go down to sweep the lows. We go down to $154 billion for altcoins. But if that happened, it would be very bullish as well, because that would clearly make this as a very good cipher. It's not as a bearish cipher. So in case if we go under 175 billion like this, if we go under this line, yes, it would be a very good buying opportunity. We have 786 Fibonacci levels around 140 billion, and then from there we would get a $380 billion move, so which would be roughly around a very clean 177% move. So possibility, if you buy at 208 billion, and there's a possibility that hey, your alts can really dump another 35%. So what you should do is do not over leverage, do not go in a leverage trades, just hold the spot backs. And I'll give you the long calls when we go here. I will see how the 5 waves are forming, then I will give you for sure. If I see that the 5 waves have not formed, we don't see any bull divergence or anything, then I would say I would ask you to wait for an opportunity for LTF reversal sign so that we can get in. But overall, this is the plan, bull and bear for others. Okay, BTC, I think I've already shared my plan. I'm looking to short BTC basically around 100 and 112, basically these levels, because now this is acting as a resistance. We are acting as a resistance now. So more or less, I would like to short it, and my target for the short would be around $98,000 to 94K. I mean, anywhere between this 2025 open and this, it's going to be target. Might probably even front run 99 or 100K, and hence I have kept a TP of 100K as well, just in case if we front run. So this can be a very good head and shoulder sort of a thing as well, and coming back down towards 75K in 2026. This would be great in my view. So Ethereum, guys, coming back to ETH, I've already told you that 5 waves are more or less done, but then there's one catch over here. There is a possibility that Ethereum can, really do well. So how? Yes, there's a possibility that we might be doing an irregular expanded flat. Now, if you look at the weekly chart, I mean, we yet to close the weekly on the daily time frame, but just look at this chart, guys. This chart, this weekly is like, get the fuck out of the market, because this is a very strong bearish engulfing candle. See, I mean, we still have time. We still have 1 day, 8 hours left for ETH to close. So we will see how the bulls are going to close this bearish engulfing candle, or this candle basically, whether they're going to close it as the bearish engulfing candle, or they're going to close it something like, somewhere else. But we will just have to wait and watch. And also look at the monthly. The monthly is also looking great. But if we do close this way, it would mean that we literally rejected from the bearish order block, basically, which would mean that the price can really go for retest the bullish order block that we have around 3,312. So in case if this week, because tomorrow we close as a bearish engulfing candle, you can see that the price is likely going to see a dip towards 3,200, maybe even can dip to 3,190 or so. And from there, we will see a BC move, a bearish, some sort of a push up, and then a further push up down towards monthly levels of 2,254. That would be very, very good. It can be irregular, flat as well. I just want to see a flat over here so that it looks good, and we can run up like this, towards 9K or maybe 10K. But it all depends on how fast this whole thing can go. So October, I'm expecting. So we do only have 1 month now, September. So I really don't know how the October pumps are going to happen. It can simply just dump to this order block that we have, straight away 2,569, and then October can push up like this, slowly and gradually, forming another head and shoulder of a structure, and then further dump like this as well. That's going to be a bear 2026 bear market basically. So it all depends on how how bigger the dump would be. It will decide the next course of action for ETH. I mean, if we go down like this in 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if we are holding this, it would be bullish. But in case if we are simply dumping, forming a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly time frame, and if you're dumping this way, then I would say we are literally going to go to 2,254, maybe even slightly $2,000, and then ABC push up like this, and then further dump like this. That way it can go. But we have to see the weekly time frame, how we are going to close. The bearish engulfing candles are not good, absolutely not good. And look at the RSI. The RSI itself is not looking that great on the ETH, forming like a double top, and more or less I'm expecting it to retest 60% basically, or even close to 62%. So, and even if you look at the monthly time frame, yeah, monthly looks good, honestly, from the RSI perspective, but we are forming a very big bad divergence, so the bad divergence is something we should not be ignoring. This is a very clean bad divergence we are seeing on ETH, and for the first time on monthly you are seeing a bad divergence basically, very first time especially. So something we will have to consider that as well from the RSI perspective on ETH basically. Now from the lower term time frame, let's talk about the lower term time frame from the 1 hour or 15 minutes time frame perspective. What I see is we are forming some sort of a I would say a trend line, Basically, you can say that this was wave 1, this is some sort of a wave 2, and now this is 1 ABC 2 run up like this, and rejection followed by a dump. Now this is the neckline, guys. 4110 is your neckline, and this is your range highs basically. So once we go down here, I think there is a possibility we can do something like this. A bearish retest happens, a double bottom happens, and then we can thrust up towards 4750, and then further dump like this. A possibility is there, but in case if we flip it here, we can go to 5400 as well. So I think the first plan makes more sense to me, that at least we go down here and we look for a good order block on the hard term time frame. The good order block on the hard term time frame, let's say H4. I see a very good order block here. It's a very good order block. We have around 3600. We can also see that we have a nice support slightly above this order block around 3886, 3880. So basically any of the two levels would be great. We will see how the wave counts develop, and how would we or where would we bottom, but this is what the plan I have. A push up towards 4600 would be a very good levels to short it. Might even go for 4779, so your stop should be above 4850. Now the alt that probably I like it is for the first alt is I like to short basically is XRP. Now the XRP is not completed is 5 waves. I really don't see 5 waves. I don't know what's wrong with it, but I really don't see any 5 waves. And if XRP loses this this levels of 2.64, this would mean that this is a very good, I would say a solid harmonic, and the target for XRP would be anywhere under 1.6 to $1. So this is like forming a very good triangle. That's like ABC, A, B, C, D, E, and then dump like this for XRP towards 2.15, push up, dump, push up, dump. And this is how XRP will do most likely, in case if we start losing the levels of 2. Or you can even say if we start losing the levels of 2.69, but the best would be 2.64 for shorting purposes. So I really like to short XRP. For longs, if you're if let's say for longs, yes, Solana is indeed looking good, not now, but for longing, I mean, for when when other crypto market cap breaches its levels of $208 billion, I think this can be a very good scalp for Solana. Now this can be A, B, C, guys. I mean, this can be A, this can be B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. This is a possibility. And if you look at from the weekly perspective, I really don't see any bearish candle, but yes, we do have a very good head and shoulder and a rejection as well. So longs needs to be slightly careful in this, between 209 to 185. You can just play it as a scalp, of course, but you have to play swings only and only once it flips 209. So I really don't think if it flips 209 now, but if Solana can give us a move towards 113, let's say, if it does something like this, then we will long at 158 and let it ride till here. In case if it loses this like this, we know that it's losing, we will short it, we will ride it at 110 or 112, and we will relong everything here. So that's going to be our range, basically, range highs and range lows. Okay, for SUI, I had a very simple plan for SUI. This is what I mentioned: till we don't break out, we don't long. Someone asked me that where should I long. I mentioned that long only when 3.8 is flipped, where we never flipped 3.8. The plan was to form a very good triangle, and the breakdown of triangle is happening, guys. It means that SUI has officially broken down, and the next target for SUI would likely be going to be 2.5 to 2.36. Now, for those who are are following this whole analysis things and everything, I think the best would be to have all these charts. You'll write it down somewhere. You follow it on your TradingView, so that basically what plan you should be following for those coins. Now, I am not playing any swings for now. I will be playing swings when other crypto market cap starts going towards 208.6. That's where I'm going to play swings. Even for shorts, I'm not going to play any swings. I'll just play it as a scalp, basically. Let's talk about total crypto market cap. I think total 2, basically. If you look at from the daily perspective on total 2, I clearly see 5 waves, guys. I mean, this is very tricky part for total 2, and we do have a bad averagence basically. So this is like, Ethereum topping out clearly, and which means that once it breaks down under 1.47 trillion, there's going to be bloodbath in the market, and we are likely going to see a push till 1.27 trillion. So your longs for total 2, that's for Ethereum as well as altcoins, would be when we go anywhere between 1.27 trillion dollars and 1.32 trillion dollars, anywhere from between this, is what we should be looking to trade. And then what's going to happen is A, B, C is going to follow like this, and then further move on the downside. It should happen around $1 trillion for total 2 basically, which means that there is a likelihood that Ethereum and many of your altcoins will lose 50% of its value, which means that if the coin is at $1, you might see the blood moon takes it to 0.5. So guys, I don't want any of you guys liquidated. Okay, I'm not gonna give you crazy longs over here. I don't want any of my members, community members, to get liquidated. What you should be doing is basically, if you really feel FOMO after this massive dump, you feel FOMO that, hey, I really want a long, I really want to just go into anything, just play the spots. And once you see a reversal or reaction, you can just play the coin margin simply. Okay, and of course I'll guide you in case if this all things happens during when I'm sleeping, then you'll have to manage particularly that time. But when I'll be awake, I'll definitely gonna help you. Total DeFi, I already shared my plan for total DeFi, and this was my plan. We have a solid 5 waves, guys. I mean, this is what I've already shared on the total DeFi perspective. So my plan for now for the total DeFi is the very same. It's like a 5 waves on an upside. Clearly nothing we can do about this 5 waves. So total DeFi, similarly, I'm looking for $104 billion move on the downside, basically like 15 to 18% move on the downside for the DeFi coins, and followed by forming some sort of a run up towards $125 billion. Basically, I would like to see at least a retest of here, and if it flips, we can have an irregular expanded flat as well. This is going to be irregular expanded flat, and then we can run. So there are 2 ways a B wave can form. Not necessarily we can go for a zigzag. Similarly for total 2 as well. Not necessarily go for a zigzag. 1 A, B, C. No, we can even do irregular expanded flat, meaning that this was wave A, B new highs, C like this, and then boom. So this can happen basically. So September can be good basically. So September can dump. September can literally retrace the whole dump, which means that the whole dump will be retraced. We will get pump for the whole dump, and then further we will see some pullbacks, and then October can just simply continue on an upside. So that's the reason I think we should not be focusing on the deeper move on the downside. We should be looking for wave A. Whenever the wave A ends, wherever it ends, here or here, then B wave, we should not be playing it. Like, we should not be waiting for the B wave to end. Why? Because B wave can be anything. It's a fuckery B wave. It can be A. B wave can be irregular expanded flat, make new highs, and then do something like this. Or B wave can be zigzag, A, B, C, like this. So once it gives you good bounce, we'll just move our stops to break even and let the things ride. In case if it stops out, we'll just move our stops in profits and see how far it can go, basically. Okay, so this is what I have, and I have a WLD coin cost of, should I sell it? Can you look at my, so if you look at the WLD coin, I don't know why you guys buy such coins, but let's see if you guys really have this coin, and the coin is at 90 cents right now, basically, and I mean, I really don't have much data about the coin, but what you can see is the coin is in price discovery, basically. You see, so the coin is really in a price discovery, meaning that the coin is really losing. Really, This means that, you know, it's in price discovery. Just look at this in, like, you know, once it once it's like a breaking out basically. So it's like it should do something like this, you know, breaking out. So you really want to hold your coin. You can rebuy only and only if it flips $1, or you can say 99 cents. Till then, I think it's a fuckery. I mean, it's clearly bearish. You know, it's in price discovery and already broken down. Look at the RSI. RSI is not looking good. So you have to be very careful with the WLD coin. In a bear market, we should be most likely playing the coin margins. And when the bear market start, you know, coming to an end, you should be building a huge swing positions on coin margins. Why? Because let's say in 2026 we will see a massive dump, because we do have another 2 blood moon coming in 2026. So you are going to see a massive bear market in 2026. Maybe you can even see an early bear market, which might even start from November 2025. You know, possibility is there. I don't know. I can't say the time. I can only say if my move is finished, if according to the Elliott wave, my move is done, I can say that now we should be starting, you know, a reversal move basically. If September or October, you know, gives us that final push up for the other crypto market cap, as well as, you know, some sort of a relief bounce on Ethereum, then I can say that, you know, that the move is coming to an end, and November, December can be very fuckery, you know, basically. Which means that in the bear market, you should not be having coin margins not from the beginning. So you should be having playing coin margins in the bear market, because bear market is going to have A, B, C, like this, A, B, C. So you should play coin margin over here, and you should play coin margin over here, this box, because you can't exactly catch or predict the bottom of the bear market. So you have to start buying, you know, physical. It can, your coin can go under 20% more, but then that's where the coin margin comes in, and you start building 1x, 1.5x, 2x, 2.5x, 3x, you know, long positions, and you can ride it probably for the next 1 or 2 year, you know, as a swing. So yes, in the bear market, you should build the coin margins. But how do you build? I already showed you. At what levels you should build, I've showed you. Hi, haha. B wave can be fuckery. Yeah, B wave can be fuckery. B wave is always fuckery, you know. Whenever you see B wave pumping without a low volume or without a volume, and it makes, you know, it sweeps up the highs, which means that it's literally going for irregular expanded flat, basically. Let's go to the last chart, and which would be my favorite, silver. I'm holding a huge amount of silver, guys. You guys, many of you know about it, and I'm really bullish about it. This was my plan for silver, and it's so perfectly playing out. So we got a very good bounce around 37.6. We made new all-time highs on silver around $40, and now that we have made a very good, you know, highs basically on the silver, I think silver is likely going to, not going to stop, but, you know, more or less I see silver is going to have a retest of 39.3, push up, and then it will finish its move towards 40.32, maybe even $41, because it's a very clean, I would say, you know, 5 waves. This can be ABC, or this can be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, and 5. This can go like this, silver. And if you look at the weekly time frame on the silver, it's very bullish. Looking at the monthly time frame, it's super bullish. The only difference in the silver bull run is this cup and handle, and this cup and handle is so big. It's so amazing. I mean, the box, the circle that you're watching, it is where we accumulated silver, and we are right now, the return is not good. It's like 60-70% return so far. You can say 81% return, but that 82% return is over the period of 2 years basically. So you can say 40% a year. I mean, yeah, I mean, not bad, but I was really expecting a little bit more, but we still have 2025. And I can give you in writing, 2026 is going to be the year for silver. You know, you will see 3-digit silver in 2026. Of course, gold will pump as well. Gold will give you easy 30%, 25-30% move or returns. but silver is going to be doing incredibly good. I mean, incredibly good. You can't just imagine. I mean, once this level is flipped, the sky is the limit. The first target would be $130. After that, you are aiming for silver for 230, 500, 630. This is the ceilings that we will reach for silver, basically. So I think silver is going to be your ultimate game changer. I think this can bring you good amount of money. And if you are a sort of guy who are having good portfolio in real estate, let's say if you're a guy that you own 2 or 3 real estate, basically, I think you should diversify your real estate portfolio to silver. So the real estate will depreciate in 2026 or 2027, 2028. So these 3 years are going to be very tough for real estates, and not across the globe. It depends overall, but overall, this will be like this. So silver is going to be your I would say is your hedge. Not only hedge, but it's going to be your alternative investment where it can really make you good amount of money. Trust me. I'm not saying because I own a lot of silver and I bought it literally at the bottom. I'm not saying because of that, but I really want you guys to make a good amount of money. Just look at this. Look at this head and show. I mean, the cup and handle. I mean, I really don't want to ignore it. Look at the RSI. The RSI. So I know it's going into a very solid, very solid overbought territory. I know, and also we are forming a bad divergence. I know that as well. So there is a possibility, as I mentioned, that silver can do something like this. As I mentioned, we go up here and then we can return back down to $32, $32, or maybe even $30, like this. So this is your opportunity to buy silver at these levels. And once you go for flip of 47.9, khalas. Above 47.9, khalas. It's a game over. I mean, you won't be able to catch silver. You should not short anything on silver. So basically, I don't have allocation in stocks. Basically, what I do is, so trading is my primary income, basically primary source of income, and also, my major of my portfolio right now is, I do have some real estates in Dubai, but I have liquidated many last year, 2024, because the return on investment is not that great. It was moving very slow after, it moved very nicely after 2021, after the Russia-Ukraine war. It just, pumped up, and a lot of my portfolio went 1x, 1.5x, but it did not do, I would say it did not triple my money. It just went like, if you invested 1 million, you would have made 2.5 million at the most. So this is what I did. Right now, I have liquidated most of my real estate in Dubai, and I don't have much of my real estate except my own house. And basically, my portfolio in crypto, I would say, would be roughly around 40%. And the rest of the 60%, I have in silver. I have put a lot of money in silver. I have, put a lot of money in gold, and then I have digital gold as well. I have bought the digital gold, and then also, I don't own any stocks. I just play with the futures in stocks, or you can say options as well. I do sometimes, and but I don't have any money invested in stocks. Zero. I don't put in stocks, and because I never made any money on stocks, honestly speaking. So I've made all my fortune in crypto only. So yeah, it doesn't make sense for me to go in stocks. And I have transferred since last year, if you guys know it. I do a lot of gold trading as well, futures basically, and on that futures platform, my gold portfolio is around 10%. So 40% is crypto, 10% is gold, 50%. The rest of the 50%, you have physical silver, properties, and blah blah blah, business and everything else. But this is what I do, and whatever the profits I make from crypto. I just don't accumulate it because now I really don't need to accumulate basically. So what I do is I keep on encashing it in Dubai. It's very easy to encash. So I just keep on encashing it, and I just keep on diversifying it basically. So there is a possibility that right now my 40% portfolio is in crypto. Possibility in 2026, my portfolio would be roughly around 120%. Maybe it would be around 120%, 130%. Why? Because of the, let's say if you caught the bottom and things started pumping up, so there will be profits. It will go up. This is what I do. If you are a newbie and if you really want to make good money, what I would suggest is what I personally did basically to make good money. Let's say if you have $2,000, you play with $1,000. You should only play with $1,000 in futures, and the rest of the $1,000 you should play spots. That's it. Okay, and spot means you should not be just keep on being a holder, holding a simply coin in an assumption that hey, it's gonna make you 10x, 5x. No, it's not. It's not gonna work like that. No. So you just have to play that, and whatever the money you keep on making with the futures, you just keep on transferring that fund to your spot and try to increase your spot trading basically. And slowly and gradually, once you build a good capital, move on from spot trading to coin margin, trading. So coin margin trading is going to give you a lot of money. Trust me. It's gonna give you really, really good amount of money. But it's up to you basically how you can manage yourself. Then also for future, no, basically I don't have different accounts for swing tradings, for scalping. No. So basically, because the more the accounts, it's very difficult for anybody. I mean, not only me. I mean, of course, I have two screens in front of myself right now. I have two phones, two screens. So, I'm a human being, basically. I do have family. How can I manage 3-4 accounts together? If I would be able to manage 3-4 accounts myself, I would probably take, $20, $30 million account from someone, would have traded on his behalf, and, just would have shared money. I would have not even touched my capital. I would have invested my capital somewhere else in a safe havens, So it's not possible to trade with 2 accounts, 3 accounts. And even if you're doing it, then heads off to you. But I can't do it, basically. So yeah, I do have one account, and I do trade in sub accounts. I only have one main account, and there are sub accounts you can do trading on. So on Bybit. And Bitfinex, I normally go for spot buys. Bitfinex, yeah, I go for spot buys. I use Bitfinex for that. And Binance, I mostly use for coin margins because the liquidity on Binance is really good. But I only transfer my coins on Binance when it is required. So I don't just keep on holding things on Binance. I really don't trust that exchange, honestly speaking. So that's my personal perspective. Yeah, if you get 30, 32, if you're lucky, just buy. Especially gold is going to soar. I think gold is more likely going to see 3,800 plus by end of this year. 3,000, it can even reach 4,200, this year itself. So this is what I have, and my heart goes for all the people from, first of all, the ones that are affected with the flood, and also, I've seen a lot of things are happening around the world. The war is happening, and a lot of stuffs are happening. I don't know what's happening into the world. People just want to keep on fighting it. So I don't know what's happening, but I wish you and your family, that you guys stay safe. And Alhamdulillah, the whole community and some outside community, I wish that you guys stay safe. So with this, have a nice night, guys, and I wish you all a very happy weekend. This is the plan. I'm just gonna wait for BTC to hit my short. For longs, I'll wait for the lower term time frame signals for BTC. If you really ask me the 15 minutes chart for longs, basically, I really don't see, this seems to me like some sort of a B, C like this. For longs, I would really like to see on the 15 minutes time frame this liquidity. So once this liquidity is is, you know, grabbed, basically, which we are missing, till then I would not give you longs. You know, this can literally wreck you. We just front run this whole thing. So we can go blah 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 blah, and then we can just take a liquidity, run up, and go for a push up. So we can just play a very good scalp here actually for long, you know. So that's all, and have a nice time. Bye bye. Take care.